What is going on, everyone? This is Ninja Geek here, and today I'm bringing you some Advanced Warfare gameplay, something unusual for my channel. I'm running pretty low on Advanced Warfare gameplays, and I don't expect to get more gameplays because I don't play the game a lot anymore unless the DLC comes out, then I hop on to see what it is. But I wanted to talk about something that Michael Condrey said a while back on Twitter. This was actually one of the last few days of June, and I'm just getting to covering it now just because of all the videos that I wanted to do beforehand and some news informational stuff. But I wanted to cover it now just because, of course, in this video, you know, it's not going to be, it's an important one, but it's not going to be, like, sided on any personal side. That's for your own decision to come up with, and that, of course, is with the Confederate flag and all the news that we've been hearing about that. I'm not going to go on and explain that because I'm pretty sure most of you have already heard it, and, you know, basically, in a rundown, most stores, most things like the App Store, you know, Walmart, they've basically taken things that had to do with the Confederate flag out of their store. The App Store has taken out apps that have anything to do with the Confederate flag, meaning any pictures, symbols within the games, within the apps, within any buying things. They've taken apps down like that. The Walmart has stopped selling stuff with the Confederate flag in its stores. And, of course, you know, personally, I'm not going to, you know, say whatever is which. All I'm going to basically be talking about is that SHGames, Michael Condrey specifically himself, has said specifically, SHGames has always taken a stand for tolerance and unity. Since launch, hate symbols, including the Confederate flag, equals a permanent Advanced Warfare emblem editor ban. Now, like I said, I'm not going to be making a side here. Whatever is yours, yours. I don't care whatever you believe. But SHGames, in my opinion, should not have anything to do with the history of America. That's completely different. If they're spending this much time talking about the Confederate flag in this type of manner, in this way, that, oh yeah, we're going to ban anyone with a Confederate flag emblem, and they're spending that much time doing that, then why don't they start banning the other emblems that are really bad as well, you know, like inappropriate sexual emblems, things that don't mean to be there, like inappropriate religion emblems. I see a bunch of those in Black Ops 2, and of course that's a different game, but I've seen my fair share of them within Advanced Warfare 2, and SHGames just does nothing about those, at least from what I could tell, but they care more about this Confederate flag, which makes absolutely no sense. Now, there's different types of emblems you can make with this Confederate flag, of course. With the emblem editor, you can make whatever you want. For example, I'm going to relate to Black Ops 2 because I've seen this well done more in Black Ops 2. You know, whenever a big thing would happen, like, for example, the Boston bombing that happened in Massachusetts, lots of people that are stupid people would go out there and be like, oh, I'm going to make fun of it, and they would make Boston bombing marathon emblems in Black Ops 2, and Treyarch was cracking down on those emblems, and that's obviously, of course, perfect in saying that because that was a terrible tragedy that happened. There's no need to make fun of something like that. But a bigger example that still happens to this day that I see is, of course, 9/11. I've seen my fair share of those emblems, and some are really bad. I'm going to actually share my experience with one now, is that if you're making an emblem based on 9/11, meaning like a tribute, something nice about it, you know, that's perfectly fine. You know, maybe you had a relative, God forbid, lost in that tragedy. You know, that would be fine. That would be completely fine. But to go out there and make specific emblems that resemble hatred towards that should be an immediate ban, not even just an emblem ban, should just be a ban in general. Like, personally, for example, I've seen in a lobby, this guy had a 9/11 picture. Basically, he had two towers, of course, a plane smashing into you. You just saw the explosion, and in text, and on it, he had "For Allah." Now, that is highly, highly inappropriate, and that guy deserves to be banned forever. Like, he deserves an IP ban for that. Of course, Treyarch probably didn't do that, but you can ban people from the emblem editors and stuff like that. That's inappropriate. So let's say with this Confederate flag, you start making racism and all kinds of jokes about it. Yes, Sledgehammer's right for that. You take a stance and you remove those, you know, you remove the people that talk, that, you know, say bad things, that are hatred towards it, because that's not needed in general, like I just discussed with the 9/11 and the Boston Marathon bombing. That's what I mean. There's no need for that anywhere. There's no need for that in game. There's no need for that in an emblem editor especially, so that people can see this just ruining people's days. It's not even acceptable at all. But if people are, like, for example, if they just make a picture of the Twin Towers, there's no planes, there's no explosions, there's no text. If somebody made a picture of the Twin Towers, that would be completely fine. It's a historical building, which is not there anymore, and therefore that would be completely fine. That's not making fun of it in any way. However, the guy that I just talked about that did that image, that is inappropriate. If somebody, for example, makes an emblem in Advanced Warfare of just a Confederate flag, that should not be banned. That is a historical factor within America that should not absolutely be banned. However, if you start, making the Confederate flag and you put some racism in there and stupid stuff like that that only stupid people would do, then I could see Sledgehammer, of course, banning those people. And that's all I wanted to talk about today. Just the emblem editor in general is a fantastic idea. Of course, I think the one from Black Ops 2 was a fantastic idea by Treyarch, and of course Sledgehammer Games took that idea within Advanced Warfare and they put it in there. And of course, people, you can't have everyone nice, okay? No one is going to use the emblem editor the way that it should be used, which is pretty sad. Most of the times you just have inappropriate, especially within Black Ops 2, I see it all the time, you have inappropriate, like, sexual content on there, just really inappropriate stuff. And hopefully with the emblem editor that's coming to Black Ops 3, of course we have different things like the paint shop and stuff. I hope that all that can just be censored, because that would that's just wrong. Of course, they try and do their best with it. They try and protect the community, they try and protect things, they try and ban people that do that, but in itself, the emblem editor is a great idea. It's just the people that ruin it. And I can see where Michael Condrey and Sledgehammer Games are coming with this, but there's a line to be drawn here. It's like a half-sided video. It's like, okay, at one point, this is American history. If you just make a picture, if you just make an emblem of the Twin Towers, then that's perfectly fine. But if you start adding inappropriate comments on there that mean nothing at all, then, that's come to a point where you really, if you look at the emblems within Advanced Warfare and in Black Ops 2, and there's an inappropriate one, I would highly encourage you to hit that report button. Just don't be like, oh, whatever. Just hit that report button. It makes, I don't know who it sends it to or whatever. It probably sends it to someone's office at the head of Sledgehammer or Treyarch, and they probably either, I don't know what they do with it, but that report button is there for a reason, and it's meant to be used correctly. So I'm half on the side, of course, there's the history side of it, which makes perfect sense if you're just trying to make a tribute towards it, and then there's the other side of it, which just people just take over advantage of the emblem editors and utilize them in terrible ways. So that's it for this video. Leave a like if you did enjoy and subscribe for more content. Advanced Warfare is pretty rare to see on this channel, but I only have a few more games of that left, and of course probably with the DLC coming out whenever that comes out, the 4th one next, I will be playing that more. I don't know about multiplayer, but definitely zombies, because the zombies in Advanced Warfare isn't that bad at all. But I will see you on whatever my next video happens to be. I'm Ninja Geek. I'm out. Peace.